Join with us, House of Restoration, where we are exploring the word of Yahuwah and being a testimony with the witnesses of Yahuwah, Wesley and Tameka Smith.
And Cassandra. So, guys, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Shabbat Shalom. As y'all see, we are House of Restoration, where we'll be in a light in the midst of darkness here on Witnesses of Yahuwah YouTube channel, where we'll be in a testimony for our Adonai and our Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach. So, Tameka, what's happening?
Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom on this blessed and peaceful Shabbat day. First of all, we're gonna go into prayer before we even get started. Wesley, do you mind leading us in prayer?
Boom. All right. Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to be gathered here together. We thank you for allowing us to be on one mind and one accord. And we just ask as we discuss these things, oh Father, that we know that these are things that we need to be praying about and things that we see happening, oh Father. We know that we must trust you no matter what the situation is. For you told us that when we see these things come to pass, to look up for our redemption draw nigh.
Hallelujah.
Father, we pray right now. We pray for certain events that we know has happened and things that are slowly manifesting, oh Father, and we just pray that our eyes come open and others' eyes come open, that we may be able to bear your
Amen.
Did he freeze?
I think he did.
no. Okay, do y'all see me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what just happened there. Anyways, seems like we've been having technical difficulties.
Yes, yes.
All right,
But you
so we
said
good.
yes, awesome prayer, awesome prayer.
All right. Awesome. Glory be to Yah. All
Yes,
right. So
yes.
what's happening?
Guys, there's been so much happening over the world that we must keep each other in prayer. We must take everything to Yahoo in prayer and cast all our cares upon him, for he cares for you. That's what the scripture says. Because in this season, in this hour, a lot of us are going through trials and tribulations. We see many things coming to pass that was prophesied to us. But we must remember that Yahuwah has us because he is Yahuwah of war. He's fighting your battle right now. And you may not be able to see him physically fight your battle, but spiritually he is. That's why he said his weapon of your warfare is not carnal, but it is spiritual. And the only way the strongholds can be torn down is by the mighty hand of Yahuwah. And everything that exalts itself, everything that exalted itself, the imagination of man's heart. So we just have to keep each other in prayer in this hour. The first thing we're gonna talk about is let's go over talking about the in Puerto Rico the biggest earthquake in a century. Last year alone, they had 950 earthquakes alone. So we heard that there will be earthquakes in diverse places. Guys, we have been seeing earthquakes in Georgia. We have been seeing earthquakes even in North Carolina. We know California and that side, that that part, that region always had earthquakes, but now we're seeing it on this side. So it's time that we keep each other truly in prayer. Because he told us, like Wesley was just saying, he said the redemption drawing. Now we seeing earthquakes, we seeing famine, we hearing wars and rumors of wars. And he said these things are just the beginning of sorrows, just the beginning of sorrows. So, guys, it's time that we truly keep each other prayed up. And it says that Puerto Rico was rocked by a 6.4 magnitude earthquake that killed one person and injured nine others. More than 250,000 were without water and a half a million without power. They're sleeping in cars, cots, plastic chairs has become bad for hundreds of families. So guys, it's time that we truly keep people prayed up. It's time, no more time to be playing. It's time that we get out of praying for ourselves and praying for others. because we so quick to pray for ourselves. We so quick to say, Yahweh, what I need, what I want. But what about your fellow brethren who are worshiping Yahweh in spirit and in truth, and those who don't know Him? Because He said He'll have the rain on the just as well as the unjust. So it's time that we start praying for those who don't know Him, because they don't realize what's going on around them. Some might know, but what about those who are living in darkness, who has never opened up a Bible before in their life and wondering what's going on around the world? Unless one of their friends present somebody speaking the word, or they walk into a church and the pastor is speaking the word in truth. But it's time that we start praying. It's time that we let Yah Yahuwah know that we are praying for His children and not for ourselves.
Right. I want to read something real quick because in Matthew chapter 24, starting from verse 6, they say,
That's it. That's it.
and ye shall hear, listen to this now. He said, hear. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. Think about that now. This is the Messiah telling you, be not troubled. He
That's
said,
right.
all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Now watch this in verse 7. He said, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
That's right.
So I mean, we see these things, we hear it constantly. You know, they constantly remind us in the news over and over. You know what I mean? And but we have to also look at it from a spiritual point of view. But we also cannot take our eye off of uh focusing on Yah, what Yah has us doing. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's right.
Now, for those of us that are watchmen, we report these things, but we don't allow it to put fear in our hearts.
That's
So
right.
that's what that's what the governments want. That's what all these news medias want you to do, is
That's
start
right.
fearing and start
That's right.
focusing on oh my goodness, I gotta get this together. Oh my goodness, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And yet instead, we need to focus on what Yah has put in our power for us to do. He assigned everybody different tasks, and that's what we're supposed to do. So we're preparing ourselves and getting ourselves together. So that way, when the time does come, we know what we should be doing. You know what I mean? And instead of having ourselves preoccupied, because that's what they're trying to do, preoccupy our minds
That's
with
it.
all the different propaganda. Look at what Iran is doing. Look at what Afghanistan is doing. Look at what this place is doing. You
That's
know what I mean?
right.
And getting your eye, focused on something else. This is one of the biggest tricks of the enemy,
That's right.
to cause order out of chaos. So
That's
we
right.
just have to keep that in mind and just pay attention. It's called the Hegelian dialectic, meaning that you bring something, make confusion, stir up trouble, and then you have somebody rise up to bring all this stuff into order. So that's what we need to keep our mind. Because remember, before verse 6, what I just read, he said, "Let no man deceive you
Receive you. That's it.
in my name." So that's something that we got to keep in mind.
That's right. All mean today. And you're so right, Wes. So many people are worried. So many people worry about their kids going to war. But there is not going to be a war yet. Because already they say Iran on back, United States is back. But we're hearing the rumors like the word said. We will hear rumors of wars. And that's what it's saying. The other president that's response to attacking Iraq was President Clinton. He addressed the nation when he got impeached. He addressed the nation on December the 16th. Clinton said he was going to build an international coalition. Trump has pride in breaking coalition down. So each one of them was addressing similar things. President Clinton used the military to attack Iraq's weapon program, where President Trump took out a general visiting Iraq. President Clinton enemy was Saddam Hussein. President Trump enemy is Iran. Republicans delayed Clinton impeachment in the House by a week. 21 days later, President Trump is impeached and facing Senate trial. So you know there's nothing new under the sun.
But
There's nothing new.
right, go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry.
There's nothing new under the sun. But see, we got to pay attention. We got to be aware of what the enemy tactics are. He's trying to come along and try to stir up confusion. And Yahoo is not the author of confusion. But see, we got to pay attention. We got to be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. We got to really pay attention in this season, what's going on around us. He even said both presidents promised economic sanctions. Both presidents. Clinton said sanctions were needed to keep Iraq from using oil money to pursue its weapons program. President Trump argued Iran using money for the sale of oil after 2015 nuclear deal to finance terror campaign. So ain't nothing new. We really got to pay attention. We got to stay on the wall. We got to bring everything to Yahweh in prayer. There's no time to be slacking in prayer. That's why he told us to pray without ceasing. And everything give thanks, for this the will of Yahweh concerning us and Yahushua HaMashiach.
Mm-hmm.
You can go on what you was about to say.
No, go ahead, Sam.
I was about to say, what's going on is folks are actually being terrified. They're actually getting terrified of everything that's going on. But as long as you trust and believe in Yah, we already know He is in control of everything.
That's right.
So these people are running around scared. I'm like, why are they doing this? I mean, it's like they really think that that something is really tragic going to happen. But like you all just said, that's what they want to do. They want to scare people, and it's not right to do. But that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what their job is to do. But as long as we keep each other prayed up, like you said, Mika, keep on praying without ceasing. I mean, there is not going to be a war right now. It's not. But see, a lot of people think that it's about to happen like soon. And it's a shame that people are feeling that way about it, and people are really terrified, and all we can do is pray for them.
Right. Yeah, and right now, I was reading. I went back because Yahuwah told me to go back and pay attention to each one of the wars, each war that started in 1775 through 1783. The American Revolution started with George Washington. President George Washington. The conflict broke out after disagreement between the original colonies and the British government. But then in the War of 1812 with James Madison, the war was caused by British attempt at controlling U.S. trade and U.S. desire to expand its territory. Fighting ended with the Treaty of Guinea, peace treaty, U.S., Britain, and Ireland. So that became a peace treaty. British promised not to move Canada's border. So each time something came about with each war, it was always the United States trying to get control or trying to take over. It's always them trying to take over. The Mexican-American War from 1846 to 1848 on the James K. Polk, Texas declared independence from Mexico in 1836. President Polk made an offer to purchase the land. Mexico declined, and U.S. Even when Mexico declined, it says U.S. deployed troops to the area. U.S. had gained control over California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico. So each time something came about, the United States always came up on top.
Right.
Even with the U.S. Civil War, the war within, because Civil War means the war within. Even with that war, 1861 through 1865, it's supposed to be the abolishment of slavery by Abraham Lincoln. But guess what? Slavery is still going around. Slavery is still here because Yahuwah said who he has set free is free indeed. If you have not been set free through the Mashiach, you're not truly free indeed. You're not free because only he can set you free.
Right. So something you were talking about that I just went back and I was like looking at Luke 21. And let's start from Luke 21, chapter 25. Let's look what it says, because we have already seen some of these signs and things that Yahusha warned us about before his coming. And one of them, a couple of them, look, verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun. We saw that, and we see, and we know that we got another one coming soon. Whether it's going to be a full solar eclipse, but what people don't realize is solar eclipses happen all the time, but they just be different parts of the world.
Yeah,
it may not just always definitely happen in America. He said, so there'll be signs in the sun and in the moon. So y'all know that for, I think it was 2014, 2015, we had the blood moons, but there are still blood moons that occur in different parts of the world. And then there'll be signs in the stars as well. And then he said, upon the earth, the stress of nations. Listen to this, what you just said, with perplexity, meaning with a bunch of confusion. The sea and the waves roaring. And so we seen that a couple years ago when the tsunami hit, you know, on Thailand and those different Eastern culture nations, right? But then look what he immediately come behind that and say in verse 26, men's heart fell in them for fear and looking after those things which are coming. So there are things that will be coming, you know. And then for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Now, what sits in high places? What we wrestle against, you know, he said flesh and blood, but against principalities, these things that sit in high places. So it said, when you shall see the son of Adam coming in the cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draws nigh. You see that? And so that's something that we had to keep in mind. We had to pay attention very closely to the things that we are being fed.
That's right.
You have people out there that tries to push prophecy. You know what I mean? They want to speed up things, speed up the process, but they don't know what they're doing. You know, they don't realize that. And trying to force the hand, you can't force the hand of Yah. You know what I mean? He, as my sister said a little bit ago, he's in control. He already has everything in line with the way that it's gonna go. But you know, you keep playing around with it and keep doing all those different things. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a rude awakening for a lot of people.
That's right. That's right. And you know, you were saying, you know, we forget that Yahusha got to reign for 1,000 years. We forget about that. He got to reign for 1,000 years.
Right.
So, you know, so many people, they frightful, but I'm excited. And you know, we get excited is because we know what we're doing is righteous. We're living a right life, so we're excited for our Mashiach. But so many people are not excited because they dreadful, they fearful. He said, "Let not your heart be troubled, neither be afraid." Don't be fearful. What are you afraid of? He said, "Don't be afraid of nobody but Yahuwah." That's who you need to be afraid of. That wrath that is to come, because so many people are praying. You know, when they pray and they speak this all the time. Yahusha saved us from our sins. But guess what? They fail to realize and forget to tell the people, because preachers are always preaching, "Oh, you're saved from sin." But what about the wrath that is to come? What about that?
Come on now.
Yahuwah's wrath to come. Are you going to be saved in that day?
What John the Baptist tell them Pharisees that walked up asking them questions? He said,
"Who warned you?"
he called them a brood of vipers. Who have warned you about the wrath to come? Because you try to make other people, you know, seem like they just wrong, that they're not doing this, that they're not doing that, but yet you still have things. He said they say that you carry the weightier matters of the law, like you worried about the things that, you know what I mean, the small things versus the things that y'all is looking at our heart. You know what I mean? He knows that woman that put her last. You know what I mean?
That's right.
He knows that woman that's over there bent over and spent all her money at the doctors and they don't got over on. Then he'll come along, the great Messiah that comes along and just say, "You know what? You are healed."
Hallelujah.
Come on now.
And so we know and we see these things, and that's why we don't have fear with the propaganda of war. You know what I mean? Okay, there's a war. Boom. It's been wars all throughout the centuries. I remember what he told. What did he tell the children of Israel? Be not dismayed.
That's
Be
right.
of good courage. He said, "For I am with
Have
you."
those
What we supposed to do? If you love me, you shall
to
keep
keep
my
my
commandments.
commandments.
So as
That's
long
it.
as we keeping His commandments and we're doing what we supposed to do, don't fear what can happen to this body.
That's right.
You fear Him that
That can
can
destroy
tear
the
up the
spirit and
body
the
and
soul.
the soul. I mean,
Ooh, that's right. Oh, me. And you know, Wes, when you were saying, let's, man, it's so exciting because you know one thing we got to realize is that Yahoo, when he come back, you know, in Revelation it says you're gonna be sealed. He told the angel, "Whoa, wait, don't touch those who have been sealed with my name in their forehead." And so many people don't realize that Yahusha is alive. They don't realize that some of their prayers will get hindered if they're not following the Mashiach. And we always have been hearing the wars from the beginning, from 17, I'm gonna tell you, from 1775, well, it was a war before that, but to 2011 in the United States, we've been hearing the wars. And they have been wars. But so many people are they're slacking their faith.
mhm.
We got to have faith. He said faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. We got to have faith in the Mashiach in this season because it is a lot of stuff going on. But whose report are you going to believe? Are you going to believe man over there telling you this and that? Are you going to believe in your Mashiach who told you that don't, I'm with you. I will never leave you. I will never deny you. Neither will I forsake you.
Job 13:15. Though he will slay me, yet
Yes,
I
I
will
will
trust him.
trust him.
And
Hallelujah.
listen, that word trust right there. When he said that, he is I think it's Yakil, meaning that he will wait upon Yah regardless of whatever the outcome is. I'm gonna wait on him. I'm
That's
gonna do
right.
what he had, whatever he has coming. I'm gonna be patient and I'm gonna wait on him,
That's
regardless of whether. Listen, these guys sitting over here, they telling me that all these sins and this and that I did. Right? That's what Joe was going through. His friends supposed to been coming to be a support, and
encouraging.
they were there to take him down.
Come on now.
They didn't come to give him encouragement. They came to bring him down. And we listen. We don't come on. We ain't coming on here to tell people down. We coming on here to encourage you.
Encouraging.
Trust in Yah. Believe what Yah, God, Christ, Yahusha, Jesus, whatever you call him. Believe what He's gonna do.
That's right.
This is the good news. That's what it's called. When we go forth with this gospel, it's the good news. You know, the Besora. So it ain't meant for us to be. I ain't finna come on here all depressed and oh man, Trump just blew up so and so. It's gonna be a war. So nah, don't even get into all that because
That's right.
that's what they want us to do. They want us to fear the things. And he said, don't fear those things that's coming upon. He said, men's heart will be failing them. Did you hear that part? Men's heart will be failing them for fear of things that's coming upon the earth. I listen. He said he gave us not a spirit of fear.
Come on now. Let me tell you guys a little my testimony today. I had to go back. You guys know that I'm a survivor of breast cancer. So I had to go get my first mammogram from after I
Come
had
on, y'all.
surgery.
Claps over there in the chat. She survived.
Woo!
Hallelujah.
Survivor, yes.
Hallelujah.
And he told Satan, have you tried my servant Tameka? I had to go through that fire. I walked in, but the enemy tried to turn it up 7 times hotter. But guess what? Even though that fire was hot, I might have been getting burnt a little bit, been getting beat. Because y'all got to remember, he said those who are unrighteous, he will beat with many stripes. But those who are righteous will be beaten with few stripes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I might have got a few stripes on the way through, guys. But guess what? I made it through by the help of Mama Mashiach. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So when we was at the office, the nurse came out, but she came all the way around and looked us in our faces.
Literally.
So she began to look us in our face. I'm like, I'm right here. She's literally right here in our faces. So as we was going back there in the back, she when she came in the dressing room, she came all in the dressing room instead of telling me to change. You know, they usually say you gotta do this, but she came inside the dressing room with me, but she had to take. But this the awesome part about it. She said when I came out, I saw angels.
Uh-oh.
She said, I saw angels. She said that's why she came around so she can look us in our faces. She had to come all the way around, and when she looked, she said she saw angels.
Oh, glory.
So in the midst of her telling me that, she said, when was the last time you had what's going on? And she started talking. So I'm talking to her. She said, that's your son and your husband. I said, yes, that's them. She said, oh, y'all are so precious. Y'all are so peaceful. She just started talking to me. So she said, where are you from? I was telling her where I was from, and I was talking to her. So she said, well, after you do your breast mammogram, the type of mammogram, you have to get there to the resorts right then and there. So she came back out. She said, everything looked good. And I said, thank you, Yahusha. She said, who? I said, Yahusha. I said, the world called him, the English term is Jesus Christ, but the Hebrew term is Yahusha. So she went to smile and stuff. She said, you know what? I got to give you a hug. She started hugging me. And when she was hugging me, I thought she wasn't going to let me go. So I had to give.
I was going to say, so he said you should declare, I'm going to let you finish. He said you should declare my name unto the nations. And when you look at that word nations in the Greek, the word is ethnos, meaning, we got ethnos all throughout the United States. Different, you know what I mean? So all the children of Yashariah are blended in.
Yeah.
Throughout the world, you know what I mean? And those are the Gentiles, and we're declaring his name again. So when she asked you what, and you instantly declare his name again, Yahusha, this is the, this is this and this is that. You know what I mean? You don't understand. It's like when I give Emmanuel something, you know what I mean? And I'm recording him. You can't see me smiling on the recording from the other because I'm him. You know what I mean? And it's the same way how Yah is viewing it with us. He's smiling because you went through something, right? And y'all forgive me for cutting off, but you went through something and was able to give a testimony, not only to people that's going through it, but also to people that deals with it on a daily basis in their environment. And I can remember when all the doctors, like, you got pictures, and we got we got her a little hall of fame and oh man. Well, she and y'all, I'm gonna bring it out in a minute because she don't show it off enough for me, but I'm finna bring it out in a second. But so y'all just don't know, like, she got doctors, she got nurses, she got all these different people that just like flocked to her because she didn't handle it through the same way everybody else did.
The world handled it. I'm gonna say the world because
I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish because
I didn't handle the way the world did because the world, everybody, they kept asking me, "Are you gonna go to a psychiatrist? Do you need to speak to somebody?" No, I talk to my father. I don't need to talk to no psychiatrist for what? And they because I guess because my demeanor, I wasn't acting right, I wasn't sad. Why should I be moping around? This is a trial I had to go through.
I mean,
why should I be so sad when I know Yahusha had me in my past when I wasn't saved? So why would he deliver me after I have gotten delivered and have found salvation through him? So why wouldn't I trust in him now more than ever? But they wanted me to be moping around. They wanted me to cry.
There it is.
That's it.
There it is.
That's that TKO bet that Wes got me for my birthday last year, guys. And I thank Yahusha for it because in the midst of me going through all that, the doctors were so amazed. They was like, one doctor, my radiation doctor, he said, "What do you know that I don't know?" I said, "Yahoo." And he said, "Well, you need to start going to these support groups, letting the women know because you are the first patient I ever had that have not complained, have not came in here calling me, have not cried. I didn't even know you was here." So we have to just let him, we just have to let people know who kept us, who keep us in the midst of everything we go through. Is Yahoo.
Right. And I was on the journey with you, seeing what you were going through and the cancer treatments and all that different type of stuff. And honestly, guys, even even while we was here at the house, it was a little, she seen me. I was going to work, coming home, trying to, and taking over all the stuff that she would do here at the house.
Yeah.
And up and taking her to her doctor's appointments and stuff. And she was still all concerned about me. And I'm like, I'm trying to take care of you. So you just relax and stop. In other words, she still will be in a servant. You know what I mean? Even what she's going through.
Let me explain something to you, women. Yahuwah told he went in it started in Genesis when he said man ain't good alone. He need a helpmate. See, it started way back then. He need a helpmate. So I'm his helpmate in the midst of him encouraging me. I had to encourage him along the way because he was the only one working. He coming in trying to do everything, wash dishes, cook, and trying to make sure Emmanuel is okay. And then he also told us Yahuwah, when a man finds a wife, they find a good thing. See, a good thing. They find a good thing. That's how they obtain the favor of Yahuwah. So in the midst of me being his wife, West knew that I would be able to do everything, but in the midst of him, I had to encourage him because who's gonna encourage our husband when they going on these jobs and they got these cruel taskmasters? Who gonna encourage them? If he coming home from off this job getting beat up and beat down, a woman ain't there. Cause see, wives, we got to start fixing our husband's plates. We got to start letting them know we appreciate them. You ain't been no servant of him. You doing what Yahuwah told you to be, a servant of your brethren, your fellow brethren. Your husband is your fellow brother, also your husband. Right. So when you serving him, you also serving Yahuwah. Because he said, what you doing to the least of them, you doing unto me.
Yeah.
Don't look at your husband as your husband. Look at him as you serving Yahuwah.
Right.
So in the midst,
I was gonna say, with that being said, anybody that's going through or has family going through cancer issues or any type or just whatever, Tameka will be starting her own YouTube channel called Who Shall Believe Our Report, and it's gonna be more of a support group for people that go through cancer, that has things like that going on. Because and I'm gonna say this, a lot of people don't realize how many like spouses, husbands and wives, when one go through it, it's both of y'all in that, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is how many spouses leave their significant other
when they're going through that.
And so
there's so many women going through that right now.
Right. So we want to start that channel. And it'll be predominantly Mika. I'll just be the executive producer in the background. It's gonna be called Who Shall Believe Our Report. So for women that go through that. So those of y'all that don't know, last year I had an aunt that close, not biological aunt, but she grew up with Cassandra, and she passed away, but was a survivor of breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
It was a survivor for what, over how many years?
Actually, put it this way, she was, when they found out, they diagnosed her at stage 4 breast cancer. They told her that she only had 6 months to live. She said, "Oh no, the heck I don't." She lived with that stage 4 breast cancer for 10 years. She just passed away March 24th of 2019. But when they told her about she only had 6 months to live, she said, "Yeah, right." But see, when doctors tell people these things, you can't believe what the doctors say. You have to put your trust in the Most High Yah. Right. You can't depend on what a doctor say. And what gets me is that people, when they hear that about the time limit and everything, you don't take that. You are a fighter. You are a survivor. You already know that Yah got you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Mom is a cancer survivor.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember how many years ago was Mom. She's a cancer survivor. I just praise Yah that there are so many survivors right now. I just praise Yah that My sister Eleanor, I mean, we've known each other for over 40, 45, I want to say about 40, close to 45 years. We've known each other for that long. And I mean, it was so nice to know her all those years, you know. She is definitely truly missed, but I know I'll be seeing her again.
Hallelujah. Now think about something though, what you just said. The doctors give a report, right? And they say what it's gonna be. But what do doctors call their occupation? They call it a practice. What that word practice means. That means that they still ain't fully come to terms with knowing how to fully diagnose or get any of this stuff together. So when they start talking about some you know, you got 6 months or you had this, you declare over your life, you know what I mean? Whoever it is, you declare that your king got you. You know what I mean? He gonna take care of you. And if it's somebody that does not, you know, believe, somebody that has not believed, hey, who shall believe our report? And when you bring that testimony and tell people of the goodness of what he done, guess what? Instead of you having to quote scripture and talk and do this and that, your life is gonna
speak forward. That's right. Your life speak for you. You don't have to always, you know, say nothing. Your life will speak for you. And that's what Sister Mindy just said. She said that's right. They're speaking death over you. Our words cancel that out. Theirs out. So that's right.
I mean, Sister Dawn just joined up. What's up, cuzzo?
Hey, cuzzo.
And guys, let's talk about this.
Uh-oh.
So this is a good discussion right here.
Okay,
everybody discussing what's going on with the president. Guess what law they have passed? What has happened to women keeping their bodies covered? Women have passed law for topless women to walk around topless.
Oh,
yes.
Did we talk about Walmart the other day?
We
just talk about Walmart the other day. I was just like, I had to take my little man and just come on, buddy.
He was looking so hard.
He was trying to figure out what was going on because I mean I was kind of baffled there. I was like, oh my goodness. She would really walk around the store with her.
Because they passed that law too that a woman can breastfeed in public now. So she didn't have nothing with the baby head covered up. She just walked around.
No, the baby head wasn't covered up.
I said it was not covered up. Everything hanging out.
I was gonna say it was too much. You know what I mean? Like
wow.
Yeah. So when they get to something like that, especially when little kids. Yeah, with little kids, because he kept looking at Manuel was like. So when they get to stuff like that, I feel like that. And I don't have no problem, you know, with you breastfeeding, but it's too many little kids around. But it says that women say that
it is a bit extreme, Sister Lisa. That was a bit too extreme.
Yes. And see, that's one law they passed too also. So guys, we gonna see in 2020 where a lot of laws that was in court gonna be passed in 2020. But they passed that law, and plus they said women say, not all women, but they say women fed up. I'm not fed up with this because I'd rather be covered up. I'm not because one thing I learned from my grandmama years ago, she said women don't leave nothing to a man's imagination anymore. And this was back in the 90s when she was saying this. But if she was alive today, she'll be like, it got a lot worse. But it says women fed up with being forced to cover up their breasts. They changing American laws about nudity and sparkling a debate about the country's attitude to naked female form. So they basically saying if a man can walk around with his shirt off, we can also.
I mean, I think it is a state where the women could they
have passed law. I'm finna get
to walk around top.
Let me go and get to a 20-year-old charged with indecent exposure. She thought the law in Colorado had changed. It had changed, but they said the way the fault line made from Colorado all the way down to Arkansas, similar to that, certain parts of Colorado had passed the law and certain parts had not. And it said that the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, which covers Colorado, saying it was okay for women to go topless. In Philadelphia, women can be naked but not lewd. They can be naked in Philadelphia, naked, completely naked. New York, female topless is a New York. In New York, female topless is allowed also.
Mm.
So, guys, what happened to 1 Timothy 2:9 when it says women adorn themselves in modest apparel? What happened?
Right.
You saying that women are fed up? Not all women fed up, because I feel like that's wrong. Who wants to see a female body? Who want to see anybody naked walking around? He told us not to show our nakedness to our brother, our sister. No, nobody. Don't do that.
But you know what come with that, right? Then men to be trying to do it. Now, let's go a little bit, a bit further, and forgive how I'm about to say this, but then you'll have the one that claims to was a man, but now a woman, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Doing this stuff, and you know what I mean? It's just to the point where it's out of hand.
Okay, you said that. A guy who said that he was a guy and he's a woman now, he's going in women's restroom, sexual raping them. But then when he goes to court, he's a woman.
He identifies as a woman.
So now we got these different laws passed, but now they can't control the people because they have passed these laws. So now they're taking advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. And so something that we see happening here, we see happening. What did Yahushua say? He said, just as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. And he said they were marrying and giving in marriage, but he didn't identify what type of marriage they were doing. So we see these little things happening, worldwide, not just here, because if you really think about it, one of the biggest she says their age what is I have no idea.
Yeah, they did say that some women talking about their little girls at the age of 10. So I'm not sure they didn't give no age, but women were asking at the age of 10. Like, what? That's crazy.
Well,
foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. That's foolishness.
Well, that's just what we don't got away from all morality.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
All morality has gone out the window, and everybody's just doing what they want to do. It ain't no longer, okay. So how it's coming down to me right now is y'all gave us. He broke down 613 laws in the 10 Torah commandments that we're supposed to keep.
That's right.
And for every commandment that he created, they create 100 so that they can negate them.
That's right. That's it,
so they can do whatever they want to do to justify, molesting, rape, or whatever, the marriage clause and all that different type of stuff. It's to the point where it's like, okay. Yahushua warned us about this. So it ain't no point of us, getting all frantic about it. It's just knowing that as we see these things happening, and as we continue to pray. We continue to pray. And listen, that's why nobody can never say there's nothing to pray about. There's always
something to pray about. And where it's
always something to pray about.
It reminded me of my dream I had probably about 3 months ago, where Yahuwah showed me That's right. Where Yahuwah showed me in my dream 3 months ago, he showed me Molech. And it was this big old fire up under him, and his stomach was open up wide, and as his stomach, people were just tossing their kids inside. They were just tossing their kids inside. They didn't realize that they was giving their kids over to Molech. And Molech ain't nothing but a modern day molestation. abortion. They just tossing their kids over because all these different laws are getting passed. So when we think about all these laws, we got to really keep each other in prayer. Because right now, we finna go to another topic. If nobody's not finished, y'all, I just been so, I was like, y'all, you gotta help us. You gotta help us because, and I know he'll be a present help in our time of trouble. But y'all, your children need you. Those who are walking in darkness, they truly need you. But before we go, Auntie, tell us about Jennifer Dulos.
Okay.
It's a mystery behind it.
It is. It really is. Jennifer was missing since May 2019 after dropping off her 5 children to school, and no one has seen her since. Now, the thing about that is her husband, Fotis, and his girlfriend have been suspects of the murder for Dulos's wife. They were in a custody battle. The husband and wife were in a custody battle, and they were getting a divorce because she filed divorce papers because he was abusing her, and she wanted to leave him. So all this took place before the custody battle, and all that took place all before. I'm not sure how long she had filed for divorce and everything like that. So the kids have been with their grandmother, Jennifer's mom, ever since. Now, the strange thing about this whole thing is, as of January 7th, there was an arrest for the husband, the girlfriend, and the husband's first lawyer. And the girlfriend, they have the girlfriend on a $1.5 million bond, the lawyer on a $2 million bond, and Fotis Dulos on a $6 million bond. Fotis Dulos was released. He made bond, and his girlfriend made bond. So they're both out. The husband has to wear, they both have to wear like an anklet, one of those monitoring things and everything. So after they got released, the judge put a protective order on the mom. Now the mom lives in, I want to say New York with the kids, because they don't want nothing to happen to Jennifer's mom or the children. Okay. So that's where they are. Now, the strange thing about the whole thing is that the lawyer that he first had, they were very close friends. He was trying to get Jennifer and him to get back together again. Come to find out, the husband was, now he supposedly has money. He was $7 million in debt. Now, Jennifer is from money. So it was this story saying, they were saying that if she died, then he, of course, would get the money, along with the kids' inheritances and all that stuff. So I really believe he did it. If he didn't do it, he had something to do with it. The lawyer is still in jail. He didn't make bond. Where the lawyer lived, and on the lawyer's property, they found, like, you could say, a grave. It was like somebody dug a grave. They didn't find a body in there, but he was getting ready to go. I think they caught him at the Mexican border or something. So he was about to leave. So they have him on conspiracy of murder. They have the girlfriend on conspiracy of murder, and they have him for doing the murder. But like I said, the 2 of them have been released, but the other lawyer, the first lawyer, is still in there. But it's all about money. This man, and he's from Greece, and they don't want him to go back. So they really didn't want to. That's why they made his bond so high. They made his bond $6 million. But like I said, he made bond. The girlfriend made bond. But of course, he's a flight risk because he could go back to Greece, but he can't go anywhere now because they have the monitor on him.
Shoot,
But,
people know how to get out those monitors now.
yeah, and that's another reason I believe that the judge put that protective order on the mom and the children, because if they know he did it.
Yeah.
They know he did it. Sounds like an insurance scheme. Yes, it does. That's exactly what it is. Because he's from money, and that's what he wanted, to get out of debt, to kill her. Of course, it wasn't supposed to look like a murder. You know what I'm saying? But they found him. They found trash bags in his car. They dumped it. The girlfriend claims that she thought she was helping clean up coffee. And it was blood. How in the world are you coffee, cleaning up coffee, and it's blood? You can't be that dumb.
No, she was in on it. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, we just need to keep the mother and the children, prayed up. That no hurt, harm, and danger come to them.
And I'm praying for all of them. I'm praying for Fotis Dulos. I'm praying for his first lawyer. I'm praying for the girlfriend.
Hold on, you said the lawyer got locked up too?
The first lawyer got locked up.
Why?
Because they said that he's the conspiracy to murder.
Oh, he didn't.
They were really good friends. Him and the lawyer are really good friends. Now he was supposed to be trying the divorce case, but that's when he was trying to talk Fotis Dulos into staying with his wife. So they know something is going on with the lawyer and Fotis Dulos. Yeah. So he's behind a lot of stuff. The lawyer
probably thought that's why they went to the house to see what was out there in the grave, and they didn't find nothing.
Right, and then
they don't moved it.
And then come to find out, the lawyer was arrested, I want to say a couple of years ago, because of domestic violence on his wife.
Wow. Yeah, we gotta keep all them prayed up and pray for forget that y'all forgive them.
You gotta keep everybody prayed up. It makes no sense what the heck is going on. It's just craziness.
Yeah. That's a lot right there. A whole lot.
Yeah.
That is truly a mystery. Like I pray that they find her body.
Yeah.
Whatever, I mean, I pray that whatever the situation is, that her family can, have peace behind it.
Exactly.
That's a tough deal, or that's a tough thing to take in when you looking for your child or your loved one, and you don't have, you're
right. Got me about to cry. That just, when you think about, people go so far. He told us not to murder. But why not just read, that's why he said, choose this day whom you gonna serve. Not when you serve Mammon, or when you serve me. And he choosing to serve Mammon. The Mammon's gonna fall. All that gonna fall. Your flesh ain't gonna be able to enter into heaven. Right. Flesh will not be able to enter in. Nah. And I rather hear well doing than you wicked servant. I never knew you. You work of iniquity. I don't want to hear that. Who want to hear that and be thrown into outer darkness without that's right. And where the Warren died not. People need to know that is real. Right. What the scripture says is real. It is inspired by the hand of Yahuwah.
By the breath of Yahuwah.
So
by the hand. He wrote.
So, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, we just have to keep all of them in prayer.
Right.
Thank you for telling us about that, Auntie.
You're welcome.
What you getting ready to say, Wes?
That's definitely, a situation to keep in prayer. I mean, and thank you for bringing that to our attention, because, there's people that go missing all the time, and people just like something that y'all placed in my heart to constantly pray for is human trafficking.
Yeah.
Because I had to do a school paper on that before, and the more in depth and the research I got into it, as I got into it, I mean, that's the biggest, whether people realize or not, that is $1 billion industry. That is more money in that than in the drug industry. And sad part about it is, and I hope I don't get flagged for this, but our government play a part in it. High end and top corporations. Remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against wickedness in high places.
That's right.
And high places.
Right. Speak is real.
These corporations and these $1 million what they call Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah, Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah, they control all that.
Yep, that's right.
You're right. Even in those in the presidential spots and the Congress and councilmen and all that different type of stuff.
Oh man, you reminded me, guys. This dream, guys. When I say that Yahoo, sometimes when you go into prayer and you be meditating, you can go places that you shouldn't even be at, and you so thankful that Yahoo will keep you going. I remember when I was a baby, Yahoo, and I had just started. I used to have business a long time ago.
You remember when you was a baby?
I'm sorry, I didn't say baby. I'm sorry, when I was a babe.
Baby in Yahoo.
Yes, I
remember when I was a baby and Yahoo. I was about to say, oh my goodness.
You guys see what I got to deal with?
Hey, y'all, it ain't nothing wrong with a little humor.
You see what I have to deal with on a daily basis. But anyway, I remember because when I was in the world, I had dreams and visions, but y'all took my gift away. But when I first thought about having dreams and vision, I was in the redwood forest, and if I'm saying it correctly, I think I'm saying the right word. But anyway, as I went out there, it was so many upper politicians. It was so many people higher up out here in these woods, and guess what they were doing, guys? They was worshiping. They was worshiping their Elohim with a lowercase e. They was worshiping them, and as I heard get out of the groves, because we know those who sit at Jezebel tables are at the groves, and groves is an unfruitful tree. So I began to read up and research up on the groves. Guys, I heard to run. And you talking about I was running through the whole woods. I was running. I was way in the woods. I was way out there, and I was like, whoa, where am I? And they was chanting, they was saying all the stuff I never heard before. But all I know, I heard to run. That's it right there. That's it. Thank you. That's where I was. And I heard to run. And when I ran, I was running. I had read that people who sit at Jezebel table, and I had to run. And when I ran, he told me to be very careful. So guys, these it ain't no joke when it get to the government. Simple as that. We just have to keep each other prayed up, and and start getting off of certain stuff, because that's like food stamps and all that ain't nothing but a bondage to us. We got to trust in Yahweh that He will provide all our needs according to His riches and glories.
Yes.
Right.
The next one we're gonna talk about, guys, is a film that a comedian did in Netflix. It's a Netflix film that was banned by Brazilian Supreme Court, and it's called The First Temptation of Christ. Brazil Supreme Court has overturned a ruling banning Netflix from showing Jesus. The First Temptation of Christ depicts Jesus returning home. Guys, it's going to make you upset, but don't get upset what I'm about to say. Just pray for the man. The First Temptation of Christ depicts Jesus returning home on his 30th birthday and introducing his family to his boyfriend.
What in the world?
That's right.
She just said, don't look at
Guys, when I
couldn't help it.
when I read that, I said, say what? So now they trying to, I said, now you tell me they trying to introduce our Mashiach as being gay. So guys,
She said she want to hear about your
I
dream.
heard, okay. And Brazil Supreme Court has overturned, I'm sorry, and his family to his boyfriend. So over there in Brazil, they have more of a bigger congregation of Catholic church. So that's what over there in Brazil.
Yeah.
So the 46-minute special was produced by Rio-based comedian Porter dos Fundos. If I'm saying it right, Porter dos Fundos. His channel has sparked controversy because his YouTube channel has sparked controversy because of his themes on religion, drug use, relationships, and sexuality. His headquarters was bombed on December the 26th, 2019. Do this guy realize what he doing to himself? So first of all, you okay? And in the report, he said that ain't nothing wrong with a little humor. So that's what you're gonna tell Mashiach when you get before him. Oh, it was just a little humor calling you that. Oh, it was just okay. Wasn't nothing wrong with it. Are you just gonna say that to your Mashiach when he knows the intent and thought of your heart? So the president of Supreme Court said it is not to be assumed that a humorist. He said this is that a humorist to be undermined the values of Christian faith who exists goes back more than 2,000 years. He didn't see nothing funny about it. He called it. He said that's blasphemy. He didn't see nothing funny. He said that's not funny. The president of Supreme Court. Right. He said he didn't see nothing humorous about that. Comedian, no comedian. He said, no, that ain't gonna fly in his courtroom. Religious group responded angry. A petition started by Brazilian Catholic organization had over 2 million signatures. Netflix, now this is what Netflix doing. They has complained about the judge ordered it to be removed. The show called it blasphemy and accused it of hurting the honor of millions of Catholics. The streaming service has compared the effect of the ban to that of physical attack on the film office. So Netflix kind of, upset because of what was said. But why would you want to show something like that? So first you got the show called The Messiah coming out. Now you got this trying to come out. So guys, y'all know one time we couldn't even say his name. But now all of a sudden we can show movement. Yeah, so now all of a sudden we can say his name and see all this stuff. Guys, be careful. That right there, that film, that's the doctrine of devils. Ooh. That's all that is. That's all that is.
Forgive me, I'm laughing at the chat room. They going off over
there. The doctrines of devils. So then they said
now that situation there, that ain't a laughing matter.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not.
No. So who gonna sit in your who gonna sit with you inside a show and you saying stuff like that? Who wanna see it? Even the people of the world know not to laugh at nothing like that.
Exactly.
No, you don't play around with that at all. I mean, it's just that's going too far,
People of the world, they know this. So then it says that the film was never removed from the streaming service. The short-lived ban has drawn attention to Brazil's far-right government under President Bolsonaro. Several shows, plays, and conferences have been canceled last year, leading to critics against President Bolsonaro of waging a cultural war. So now they got a cultural war going over there with the president because he thinking that stuff shouldn't be canceled, but the guy has gotten bombed. Of course, you gonna what? So the main office has gotten bombed. Now the president has gotten involved in it. So they said a comedian commented on court saying they can stand against the act of citizenship, violence, authorization, and all these things we no longer expect to have in 2020. Our job is to remain humorous. But so Brazil has more Catholics than any other country. The Vatican considers homosexual act, but not homosexuality itself, to be a sin.
So
This is something that the Vatican, yeah, the Vatican consider homosexual acts, but not homosexuality itself to be a sin.
And this is the Vatican.
The Vatican.
What the friggin' man?
So my thing was homosexual acts are considered homosexuality. It's the same. How can you not? How can you separate the two?
Oh well, we probably gonna get flagged, but who we telling the truth, right? I mean, real talk. I mean,
It was in the news, though.
I'm just saying, YouTube. I don't really care. We telling the truth. That's the point. As long as we telling the truth, because what did Yahusha say? He said that people ain't gonna believe the things that being told. You know, if they don't believe the truth and the truth is not in them, you know what I mean?
That's
if they don't want to hear it, well, they ain't of him. And so that's something that we see, you know, now they're trying to silence us in all these different areas where we be getting. And listen, nothing against the those that live that life. You know what I mean? I don't have nothing, no problem.
Exactly.
But my issue with the whole situation, not them, but when it comes to the laws and things that they're making is, I can't preach the gospel without them being offended, but they could implement all this type of stuff in TV shows and
they can offend you. And
yeah,
you can be offended.
for me to be offended, right? But then on the other hand, when it comes to them, and the moment you say homosexual or you use those different terms that identifies what you are, you have a problem. You know what I mean? Like you chose that lifestyle. You know what I mean? So what am I supposed? I mean, I can't call you a heterosexual. So am I supposed to get offended because I like women and you call me a heterosexual?
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm not sitting up there saying that one sin is better than the other, because if there's two, and even if, say for instance, you're married, you know what I mean? And
then it's sin.
Yeah, right. You're married, but you lusting after other women. You might not be having sex with them or intercourse or whatever, but you just thinking about that other woman while you with your woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said you will be judged for your very thought. You'll be judged for your thoughts.
Right. And so we see this slowly coming into effect. We see these things slowly trickling down, and then wonder what has happened to our society. Well, it's because they create laws to go against the laws or the commandments that Yah made. And you so right, my sister. They made it one-sided. They made it where if we speak out, off with their head, but it's okay for them to do what you know what's right in their own eyes.
And that's why the Constitution is being changed, because the first one is freedom of speech. Now you can't say what you want to say. Now some news, to all these apps who are speaking the truth, they taking them off. And then the second one is you can't have the Second Amendment. You're supposed to have the right to bear arms. Now they saying that in Virginia and several other states, they trying to take your bear arms. You can't even have a gun now to protect your own home. So now that's the Second Amendment. So now they trying to, the first and the two amendments they're trying to take away. So why are they trying to implement all these to be taken away, the first one and the second? So if they do that, guess what, guys? Martial law, because they say a civil war gonna come in between, because those guys that like hunting and stuff, they said they ain't taking their gun.
Nah, man. Listen.
They ready.
You go into Virginia, Tennessee, any place where, and I ain't throwing just calling it, but where it's considered, you know, like hillbilly territory and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. Folks ain't hearing that. You go in there trying to mess around if you want
they
to.
Already don't say it.
They trying it there first.
They said it's gonna be a civil war.
But why you think they trying it there first? because it's a test run to see how
Oh
many.
yeah.
They know not to mess around with them folks. Especially, man, them folks ain't hearing that. They ain't hearing that, and no way. That's the whole purpose for the having the Second Amendment. You know,
Yeah.
to go against that. But hey, they going against the First Amendment, so
Yeah. That's right. So
it's,
you guys just be watchful and prayerful one for another. Pray for your neighbors, as he told us.
Yes.
Pray for your enemies, even your enemies. Pray for them. Pray for those you know despitefully using you. Pray
right.
when your reward be in heaven. Pray for them. Even though we're not trying to get no reward, we're doing what's right in our heart because we love each other. And we're going to discuss love, but before we get to love, guys, let's talk about the alphabet. Alpha. The alpha. ALPHA. Alphabet.
I got you, sister.
Let's talk about that, guys. Walmart said they got a secret weapon, guys. Their secret weapon is to battle against Amazon for grocery supremacy. And their secret weapon against Amazon is the alphabet. Y'all hear that sign? The beginning bot. The first bot. So, guys, I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. When y'all went saying y'all want to pay raise, and y'all said y'all want to raise, they said, okay, I got something for these people. They ain't gonna have no jobs too soon. We'll give them this raise right now. We gonna increase their minimum wages. We gonna increase it. But guess what? They said, okay, it's time for our secret weapon to come out. They trying to say it's against Amazon, but it's against the people who got jobs and need a job.
Yeah.
So Walmart's secret weapon in battle against Amazon for grocery supremacy. Robot Alphabet is used at a 20,000 square feet warehouse to fill grocery order for Walmart Supercenter in Salem, New Hampshire. The system used autonomous carts to retrieve refrigerated and frozen items, order for online grocery, and deliver them to an associate who checks the order for accuracy. Okay, so you gonna tell me that what if one day this robot begins to go? You know, because robots still is technology. It can be hacked. So when I first read this, it reminded me of what's the show was called with Michael J. Fox back in the day with the car when he went back to the future. It reminded me of that, and it reminded me of Terminator. How they were saying about the robots who gonna take over this, that.
Skynet.
Yeah, Skynet. It is a true Skynet too. I read that somewhere. I can't remember where. I got to go back and find it. But anyway, Brian Roth, senior management in Walmart pickup automation and digital operations, said that Alphabet helps streamline online grocery pickup and deliver process, which will lower disperse time, increase accuracy, and improve online grocery. It will free associates to focus on service and selling while the technology handles the task. But see, if the technology is handling the task, they're gonna free up some people, free on selling. Okay, you already got rid of half the people out of Walmart because now you got those self-checkout lanes.
Yep.
Right.
You got those, so where are the other people gonna go to? So Walmart had a plan. They had a plan all along when the people said, raise up our money. We need more money. So they gave them a raise, but they said, let's think about this. Is it time? Let's wait to 2020. Your orders will not be entirely put together by robots, but they say human associates will pick up fresh produce. Who are the associates when you don't got rid of all of them?
It'll be one or two humans to push the button.
That's what they said. They said they're human. Let me show you how they said it. Roth note that Alphabot get more use. The company will be able to use data and even faster. They said that the seller warehouse is utilizing 30 Alphabots and operating at 20% capacity, which comes out to 170 orders each day with the help of human people.
What states is this in?
It started in Salem. Where is it? It started in Salem, New Hampshire, and then they're gonna put one in I forgot what I think they said Walmart started in Arkansas, the original Walmart. I think that's what they said, and in California. So
Well,
they're
no,
going to those places next.
New Hampshire's not that far from here, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming. They're already talking. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mika.
Oh, you okay? So they already don't start. They already don't started this. So now they're gonna put in the main branch, and
Wow.
they gonna have one in California. So they said that's their way of getting time did faster. So now they saying 170 orders each day. But see, okay, so now the orders are coming so soon where people gonna start trying to order online like they doing now. They say they have more online shopping than people want to go to the grocery store. Now you got pickup orders, so I just brought that to light because I seen Apple buy and I'm like, what is an Apple buy?
Well, they already got the robots counting the inventory.
Yeah, kind of inventory.
They
Yep.
go up every aisle and be, and count all that stuff.
And count all of it. Yep. I seen this. I seen
And then
that.
like if you go up the aisle, like it'll wait for you to.
It'll wait for you.
For real, and they got.
Yeah.
I mean, Walmart. I go in there at night when I get off at work sometime, and man, I ain't gonna lie, I took a double take one time because I used to do floors, so I'm looking at the little scrubber ride by me, and I was like, I had to double take, like this thing ain't got nobody on it, and it's like turning and everything by itself, going up aisles, going down, and I was just like, look at it, you know what I mean, like
That's right.
that's somebody.
Wicked devices. And Yahoo, you remember what the scripture said? They bringing them about, but they don't even know how to work them themselves. They don't even know how to perform themselves. That's technology.
Let's look at the ultimate goal for technology, because just like Yahoo is pouring out his Ruach HaKodesh that allows all his children to be on the one mind and one accord, right?
That's right.
Think about all this data that we put in every time we go to Google and search something. Every time
yeah.
you know what I mean, type anything in our computers is going and is being downloaded into the data bank.
Yeah.
So all we're doing is we're making AI like a lowercase god.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we see this system come forward, which is the B system, it's gonna be AI. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's gonna be in the image and likeness of a man. You know what I mean? And have the fundamental ways of being able to think. Is going to be able to process and do all that different type of stuff. But at the same time, where do you think it's getting all this information from? It's learning from my thought patterns, from your everybody's thought patterns. And so it's going to be able to know, how to deal with a with a person that has depression. It's going to reach that mindset of the person that's going through suicide, or the person that just believe, is a true believer. How you think so many going to be able to be deceived? Even the very elect, he said, if it were possible.
Yep, that's it.
Be deceived. And it's that it will be false signs and lying wonders.
That's it.
You see this stuff slowly being implemented. You know what I mean? And I don't know if anybody ever heard of Agenda 21. If you haven't heard of Agenda 21, look it up. It's a whole lot of stuff it got to do with the population of the earth. I don't know if you ever heard of Georgia Guidestone.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm trying to go look into this year. I want to go to the Georgia Guidestone because it says that it's like the commandments of the false. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The dark commandments or whatever. Not the commandments of life that gives light. You know what I mean? But commandments that pertains to. I think one of the commandments says to maintain the human population of 500 million. So that means you're gonna get rid of the 90 something percent of people here on Earth in order for them to do their little thing. So I mean, it's wild with this technology thing, the things that we see happening. You know what I mean? And that's why, we use technology Yah has given us the ability to be able to use these things for the good. You know what I mean? But they also can be used for wickedness.
That's right.
In the wrong hands, and we know, even with Yah giving us the wisdom to be able to come on here and use this as a platform to reach people, to get, be a light and example here. You know what I mean? It allows us to be able to give his word into many different, areas of the world at one time. But then
Yeah.
at the same time, it is also being used for others to do the same thing, but just on a negative outlook. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's why things like this, when we come to this, and that's why on the Shabbat I try to use. If I'm not coming on here to do my messages, I try not to use technology that much so that I can be in rest with him.
Gosh,
You
that's
know,
right.
you may see me post something here and there on social media, but it's very rare that you'll see me posting anything besides coming on one of these videos on the Shabbat.
Yeah.
It's because I'm trying to, I try to fast away from that, to be in rest with them, because I mean, if you really think about it, it'd be a lot going on social media, man. Like
Yes, it does.
a whole lot, and sometimes we have to learn how to go into solace with y'all. Now, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with us gathering together here on these. This brings us together, for a period of time. We have different meeting groups, like when we go to, like, a bunch of us be over on Remnant House, and then we'll be on the scriptural devotionals. Then later on at Sabbath day gathering, and maybe other little gatherings. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that, but like when we so and so sending stuff, so and so sending stuff, you know what I mean? Just constantly, you got stuff coming to your little Facebook page. I found myself one day just on Facebook, just going through stuff, and next thing you know, about an hour gone. I'm like, man, I just let an hour of my time go by. Now it's different, when you're looking at the positive stuff versus, you got people posting ignorant stuff on there too. So I mean, and like I said, nothing wrong with the social media, but I learned to choose that day, to kind of get away from it. And something that I'm praying about is, and I'm not saying that we're gonna do it, but I'm praying and seeking y'all on, if in House of Restoration we need to take one Shabbat off during the month, just to, you know what I'm saying, kind of gather ourselves, and you know what I mean, not constantly, not saying that we ain't gonna do his work. We'll have our messages prepared for the next week to come, but at the same time, we're gonna do what y'all want us to do. I'm not gonna say that we're gonna just get away from it, but at the same time, sometimes we have to stop for a moment and push the brakes so that we can allow him to have his way in our life. So not guaranteeing that it's gonna happen. That's just something I've been praying about to find out. And for the last couple of times, I've been getting to know. So I think it's just something that I want to do. I'm like, nah, you gotta, because I mean, every time I'd be like, well, I'm gonna just take a break this week. Next thing you know, he'll come a message, and it's like, oh, you gotta bring it. But I mean, I enjoy doing it, dog. I like teaching. It's fun. Giving the word and just having brothers and sisters on here that can relate and, grasp that word. So I thank y'all, that we able to gather together on this technique.
All right, you're gonna be like Jeremiah. I ain't gonna preach, I ain't gonna teach no more. And Jeremiah said, "I was like, shut up, and
Nah, I ain't going that route no more, man, because we already made it clear
oh,
my word.
that's right, now.
There ain't gonna be no ands, ifs, and buts about that. You gonna do it. And here goes the sister talking about no.
Oh, that's fun.
I already know he ain't gonna give me. I don't get it ain't that easy. I get days off at work. He said, I sent you to a job where you get your days off. So you got your days off, do your work. So I'm just
he just teaching you, what we'll be doing when we get up there with him. When we get around that throne, we're gonna be worshiping day and night. Just teaching you to keep on doing what you're doing. That's why you can't give up, because you're gonna continue to praise him day and night.
That's right. I ain't got no choice.
Guys, the last thing we're gonna talk about, he had put in my ruach about
Here's
love.
the last thing.
Yeah. Oh, did anybody else have anything? I'm so sorry. Wes, you got something? You got something, Wes?
I
You
mean,
got something?
I thought you were gonna talk about the propaganda war. There's two things on my list.
Propaganda. Oh, that was on my thing. I had just seen. I had just seen on there.
Well, I mean, we did talk about wars and rumors of wars earlier.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of.
I had just found that right before we got ready to start. So that's what I was telling you about. Guys, let's talk about love.
Let's
Because
talk about love.
guys, because so many of us, how can I say this without offending anybody? Let's just get out of self and just love our enemies. Love those who we know hate us without a cause. Because Yahusha said if they hated me first, they're going to hate you also. But we find ourselves, and you wondering why you're going around the same circle over and over and over again. Because we don't want to love. We don't want to forgive. We don't want to love. We don't want to trust Yahuwah. We don't have faith in Yahuwah. Yeah, we have faith in him when he give us what we want or what we need at the time, but then we don't love him anymore. We don't care anymore. But let's talk about agape love.
Agape.
Agape love is selfless love of a person for another, no matter what it is. It's a love for another person, selfless love. And you know what Mashiach said? There's no greater love than a man that'll lay down. There's no greater love than no man that'll lay down his life for a man. That a man lay down his life for his friend. I'm sorry, and that's self-sacrifice, guys. It's time that we deny ourselves, take up our cross, and follow Mashiach. He told us we shall be fishers of men, and in order to be fishers of men, guess what? You got to sacrifice some things. You got to be a living sacrifice. He told us to lift him up from this earth and he would draw men back unto himself. But it's time that we show the people love. It's no time, even those we know hate us, we can't show them the same action that they're doing.
Right.
Even our kids, our parents, our brother, our sister, our people on our jobs, we cannot go tit for tat with them. We have to show them love. Even he said even in our household will be our own foes of our household. So we gonna have foes no matter where we go.
Right.
But he told us to love our neighbor. Our neighbor is whoever you come in contact with.
Tell it.
If you're in the grocery store, that is your neighbor. If you're in church, that is your neighbor. Right now on this internet, you are my neighbor.
I mean.
So no matter where we are,
I love
you
y'all.
are our neighbors. That's why Yahusha said, love thy neighbor. When he was walking, whoever he came in contact with was his neighbor. Even at the well, the Samaritan woman, that was his neighbor. That was his neighbor. When he came across, whoever he came across, even the man at the pool of Shalom, who was waiting at the pool, who was waiting for the angel to trouble the water, that was his neighbor. He asked that man, what you see him for? That man had to stop there 38 long years wait for somebody to put him in the pool. Why we wait for somebody when Yahusha arms wide open waiting on us to come to him? Why are we waiting?
Girl.
Why are we waiting? Why we are waiting? Because we can't love. He said love will cover a multitude of sin. Through love and kindness is how he was talking.
Right.
But we don't want to show nobody no love. Guys, I can tell y'all some things about my life will make y'all tears cry. But yet I still love the same people who told me I wasn't going to be nothing. I had 3 children. I wasn't going to have a family. I already had a ready-made family. Who want to marry me? But guess what? I'm here today mad.
I do. Oh.
So I'm just here to tell y'all, but you have to show people love in this season. Love though. I'm gonna tell you like this: love the hell out of them.
Oh.
Love them.
Love the hell out of them. Make all the hell be released by.
That's right. Love
them
it.
the way that Yahusha told us to love. Oh,
That's
can I step in that love? Can I step in a little bit? Because he told us to love even our enemies. Those that rise up against you, those that try to make you look bad, slander your name, that come up against you, to love them anyway. How do you do that? You do that through praying for them. Regardless of whatever the situation may be, you pray for them. He said, pray for them that despitefully use you, right?
That's right.
And persecute you. Those that will try to harm you, pray for them. Those that try to bring you tribulation, guess what? You still got to love on. You still got to love on them. And so when it comes down to this thing that we call love, it's not something that, it's not an emotion. It's not something that you pet.
Come on,
that you play around with. It ain't something that you just have for the moment. It's something that, as my sister said, unconditional. It's gonna be love of Yah, the love of Yah, meaning that you're gonna love regardless of whatever comes upon. You know what I mean? Whatever happens, regardless of whether they stabbed you in the back, I still gotta love them.
Gotta love them.
Regardless of whether they talk behind my back, I still gotta love them. Regardless of whether they try to take food out of my mouth, try to hurt my money, whatever the case is, I still gotta love them.
Yeah.
But yet the world tells us, right? They still want to try to. Now listen, they don't want to believe in the Torah, but they want to use it when it benefits them. The scripture say eye for an eye. Scripture say 2 for a 2. Yahusha came along and said, "But listen, this is what I tell you, huh?
If they slapped you, turn the other cheek and let them step on that cheek."
He said, "Listen, this is the golden rule right here, right?" He said, "You must love Yah with all your heart, your mind, and your right." Come on, and not only that, he said, "Love your brother as I have loved you." Right.
That's right.
Then he turns around and said, "If you love me, you shall
keep my commandments."
So now, if he said, now on these 2 things, right? When he said,
and the law and the prophet,
love your God, Yah, with all your heart, your mind, your soul, and then love your neighbor as you love yourself. On these 2 things, hating all the law and the prophet. What he was doing was he was simplifying it, so that way you ain't got no excuse, because love is the ultimate.
That's right.
Fruit of the Spirit.
That
is the ultimate fruit of the Spirit.
One was the first and great commandment. The other was the second and great commandment. So you what your excuse is?
None.
Now, guys. I'm sorry. You finished?
Go ahead.
The next one is devotion. Love in order to love, you got to be devoted. Commitment to each other. If I say I'm your sister, I'm your sister. If I say I'm your brother, I'm your brother. Ain't no time for us to be jealous. He said jealousy is cruel to the grave. Ain't no time to be jealous of each other. Ain't no time for all that. It's time for us to help each other, for us to mature in Yahusha together. It's time for us to encourage each other. It's time for us to lift each other up. When one is down, the other one should be there to encourage each other, not tearing each other down. It's time for us to love with devotion to each other. Encourage each other. Because guess what? We all in this together.
Right. When it comes to devotion means that I got your back.
Yeah.
I'm there for you, just like you there for me. Meaning that we gonna not. I ain't looking at for my own good, my own self. I ain't got no agenda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure that if I'm good, you good. You know what I mean? Exactly. And vice versa. You know what I mean? And if I got the sacrifice a little food just so you can eat,
you eat.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
We all eat together.
Right. I mean that's why we named the show in the morning. It's called Scriptural Devotionals. That's because right. we it's something that we're devoted to seeking His word. You know what I mean? That's what we all have to do. We have to devote ourselves to that. And so when you become devoted to your spouse, you know what I mean? Your brother, your sister, whoever, you know what I mean? When you become devoted to them, that's loyalty. You know what I mean? And when loyalty is broken, it's hard to earn trust back.
That's
But
right.
as long as you keep it and you follow through with it, guess what, man? You listen. You can take and this real talk. You can take a stray dog that just what I'm saying. Nobody else ain't feeding it, ain't doing nothing to it. You start feeding that dog.
That dog gonna
That
love
dog gonna become devoted to you. When people try to approach
it.
you or try to do anything,
Yeah, that dog
harm
gonna
you,
attack.
that dog is gonna attack.
Yeah,
Why? Because you loved it when nobody else would.
that's right.
And that's how I ain't gonna lie, that's how I had to become, because at one time I felt like I wasn't loved. And then when I realized that I couldn't love nobody else until I learned to love myself.
I mean,
And I found out what love was through coming or humbling myself and coming to the Most High.
That's right.
That's when I found out what true love was. So when he says that scripture, when he says, you have forgotten your first love, well, when you forget your first love,
Come on
you ain't
now.
gonna be able to love anything else. You're
That's
gonna
right.
say that you love stuff, you will utter it with your mouth, but in your heart, you ain't gonna truly love anything.
That's right.
It's always gonna be about self. But now when you, as my sister said right there, when you have selfless love and you're not putting self in it all the time,
That's it.
because
That's it.
he said no greater love than this. Than for a man that will lay down his life for his friend. To lay down your life for your brother or sister? I am. Are you willing to sacrifice time when it's gonna take you away from doing, doing what you want to do? I am. We do. We
on now.
have to do it. How's that? It's through when we stop and we pray and we not sitting there watching TV. You know what I mean? Or you might be sitting there watching TV or something, and all of a sudden it just like the Holy Spirit just stops.
Yeah, stop it.
Right now,
Just
you
go
be in
pray.
the middle of a show and it's good. It's good.
Stop it and go pray.
Turn it off.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? Or you might just hear, why you ain't reading my word? You know
Yep.
what I mean? I want to talk to you. You know what I mean? That y'all wants us to spend time with him.
yes, he
Just
does.
like we spend time with other things.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you have to devote the time to being able to show him that you truly love him by being selfless, by putting your own desires and the own things that you want to, things that you want to do to the side.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? Like sometimes you just can't do that. That's like today. What normally I go to the gym on Friday. But guess what? Today I had to change up my routine. And those of y'all that don't know me, I don't like to change up routine. I like to do everything consistently, because if not, then it'll throw me off a beat a little bit. And so my wife had to go to her mammogram. You know what I mean? I'm devoted to my wife, so I'm not just gonna focus. I could have got up early in the morning, but then possibly, got caught up in. I think all this different type of stuff that can happen to try to hinder things like that. So you know what? Guess what I'm gonna do? I said I get up early and I'm gonna work on my word. I'm gonna get in my word, study my word, get my message together for Saturday. And then when it's time to take her to the doctor, it's a blessing for me to be able to serve my wife.
Yes.
Because guess what? I'm not just serving my wife, but I'm serving Yah.
That's right.
By serving my wife. And that's how it is. We have to look at it like this. We're not servicing just our brother or sister. We're servicing Yah when we decide to be a servant to others.
Yes.
And this is what Yahusha was trying to teach his apostles. You have to serve others. He said the servant is not greater than the master.
The master.
Neither is he that sent, that got sent greater than he that sent him. Yes. So we have to keep that in mind, that when we're servicing others, we're really servicing the king.
That's right.
I mean, that's another thing that plays in love, service.
That's right. That's right. Amen. And he said, above all things, have fervent love among yourself, for love shall cover multitude of sin. Have that passionate love among each other. Like that strong love. We gotta have love for each other. And that love can't be weak. We greater it together. Sheep that are together, flock together, are greater than that one that went astray. That's why he went back for the one that went astray, because he's weak by himself.
Right.
So we got to stay strong together. With lowly and meekness, with long, so forbearing one another in love. We got to forbear one another in love. And
Right.
like Wes was saying earlier, he said, my command, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. We got to have that empathy love, sharing the feelings of others, understanding what they are going through.
Right.
We got to have that love. We can't have no that love saying, oh, I don't care. I'm not concerned about that. We got to have that love where we understand what a person. If my sister called me and say, I'm going to the doctor, I'm going through some stuff, what I look like saying, okay, I don't care. That's not no love for no one.
Or how we used to be like, well, that ain't me, that's you.
Yeah,
That's it. I mean, we ain't gonna jump as quick unless it's like, say for instance, like for an example, when it's one of our kids versus somebody else's kid. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to be able to feel just as the same way as if it was your kid. You can't just disregard it or just not be there for your brother or sister when they going through, in the time of need. Sometimes when I do, be on Facebook and I see little posts about, hey, pray for me. A lot of times I don't type down there praying, I just start praying. You know what I mean? Because how can you imagine what that person may be going through, what they may be, suffering, especially when you have people like, sometimes we get prayer requests and I share it with y'all too. You know what I mean? That come through to the channel or in the email. You know what I mean? What do I say right then and there? Let's pray.
Let's pray.
Yeah. We go ahead or I call and I say, hey, this person's name. If I'm at work, I say, hey, this is this person's name. This is what's going on. I'm finna send you the message now. I'm already praying, touch and agree, and pray with me. You know what I mean? And even though we might not all be praying together as far as hearing each other pray, we know that once we get off the phone with the other one gonna start praying.
Yeah, right. That's right.
There ain't gonna be no hesitation between that. And that's what love is, especially when we see our brother or sister going through something. We have to be able to step in, even though, listen, they might not even know that we don't step in on our behalf.
That's right. That's right.
They might not even know that we stepped in on our behalf. But what did David say? He said that his prayers are stored in a bottle.
Oh yeah.
He said where my name is written.
Yes.
So when you know you in good standing with the Father, as Apostle always say, when you go before him and you spell my name right, you know what I mean? Make sure you spell it right, because he got it written up there.
That's right.
So that's something, he moves on behalf of his children, but it's through love that all these things, it conquers all that negativity. I ain't talking about the love movement. Sorry, love. I ain't talking about this love movement that they're trying to promote with this, this marriage act that they're trying to bring forth. And, they trying to make a religion out of love, but I hate to tell you, but Yahoo was already love before then. You know what I mean?
Right.
Before all this little if two people love themselves and they be able to get married and all the different type of stuff, listen, that's selfishness. Because we know that's not, morally not right. Even kids that come out and are old enough know that it's supposed to be a man and a woman. My son, all children have a mom and a daddy. I couldn't sit up and say, no, they do. Regardless of whether it's two men in the house that is raising he still had to come from a woman and a man. It's no possible way that it could come the other way.
That's right.
So even in that, and even in that whole generation that we see coming up now, right? It's gonna be some twists and turns with this generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be some twists and turns. It's no ands, ifs, and buts about it, but we still have to show love.
Yes,
that's right. And the scripture said, he that loves not knows not Yah, for Yah is love.
Go ahead, girl.
For Yah is love. That's what the scripture says. For he that loves not knows not Yah. For Yah is love. So when you say you can't love nobody, you don't love Yah because Yah is love. You don't know Yah.
Right.
That there's no the 1 John 4:18 said, "For there is no fear in love. Perfect love casteth out all fear, because fear has torment. He that fears is not made perfect in love. He that has anguish, worry, or disturbed."
So there we go again. It cast out what we were talking about earlier, fear.
Yeah, that's it.
So we don't have anything to fear, right? Because we walk in love. Love is what fuels the rest of the fruits.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
If you
right.
have love, patience come with that.
That's right.
And so on and so on. Patience, joy, meekness. You know what I mean? It just starts a fire of things, you know, and we know that Yah is an all-consuming fire. So his love does not die out. Do you hear me? His love does not die out. He loves all.
Yes, he does.
He will also judge all. And he's
Come
gonna
on now. Come on.
love. He's gonna judge through love. And
That's
so
right.
when we try to throw that love stamp on certain things and not realizing that he's judging in love and the means behind his righteous judgment, well, hey, some people need to learn and really understand what love is, just not saying it. Because a lot of times we say things and speak things and don't even understand the full capability of the word, you know.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's why it says in all things you can conquer, because through Yah that love us, we can conquer all things through him. So we got to remember that through him we can conquer things that love, because we have love in Yahusha in us. So we can conquer, because that's why he said that, rejoice for I have overcome this world. I'm sorry. So we got to show love to one another. And the last scripture I'm gonna read to you guys is Deuteronomy 6:5. You shall love Yahuwah Eloheka with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the first and great law. The second one is unto it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. So guys, we gotta love each other. We gotta love on each other. No matter what's going on, love. Tell your sister and brother that you love her. Tell the people in the grocery store, bless you, I love you. Tell your neighbor that they love, because some people out there don't even know what love is, because they are not being shown love in their house. They never knew what love was. But now it's time for us to show them love. That's why he said, go out and let your light so shine before man, so they may see your good work, so you may give Yahuwah back his glory. And the only way we're going to let our light shine is by showing them love. We got to show people love. Love is the greatest gift of them all.
Yes, it is.
That's the greatest gift of them all.
Amen.
Anything else? You got anything else with?
No, ma'am. I just want to announce that we will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for the scriptural devotional. Sandy, where will we be coming from?
We will be coming from Psalm 91.
Oh, that's everybody's favorite psalm almost.
Yeah.
So y'all join us. Psalm 91 tomorrow. Maybe 2 parts. We don't know yet. Like we did last week, it may be a 2-part scriptural devotional like we did the previous weeks. Because Psalm 91 gets very deep. You know, we had a conversation. Me, Santa, and Tameka the other day had a conversation just about the first couple of words, how that first verse start off, and it turned into like a 30-minute conversation. You know how we all viewed it from a different perspective. So I expect to enjoy it tomorrow, and then 4 p.m. Wesley, can you tell them what we'll be talking about? Yes, we'll be talking about trusting in Yah no matter the circumstance. I mean, and so we'll learn what trust is and how the enemy comes along to try to spread fear so that you don't trust what Yah is telling you or leading you to do. So we'll talk about the importance of trusting Yah and not trusting in man. Mika kind of stepped into it, talking about the impotent man that wanted another man to put him in the pool. And then Yahoo kind of said, pick up your bed and walk.
That's right. Told him to take it up, man. What did he do? He walked. He picked up that bed and walked. You
So we
know,
will.
that's why he tell us to be sober and watch in this season. Be sober, guys. Don't be slothing around. It's time for us to be sober. I'm tired of being slowful. I've been tired of being slowful for a long time.
Right, right. So, in closing, is there anything else that you would like to throw out there, Sandy?
I'm just looking at Tara's comment. I love you guys. Thank you for sharing your time and family with us. We love you all too. And every time we get together, you all are always in our prayers, no matter whether we're on here or wherever. Just because we're not on here does not mean we stop loving you and we stop thinking about you or we stop praying for you. Because it's a continuous thing that we continue to do each and every day. I love you all.
I'm surprised you didn't say I love you, my
Family, family.
I love you, my family, 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 because you all are my family. All of
Right.
y'all are my family.
That's right.
I mean, so those of y'all that don't know, we have a family prayer line that we do every Saturday morning, and that's her
No,
closeout. That's her
first and third.
first and third Saturday. I'm sorry, and that's her closeout because she leads the prayer. So, we just thank Sandy for joining us tonight. And as y'all know, she is one of our co-hosts on the scriptural devotional. She's actually the one that brings us the scriptures. So tomorrow, y'all will see the new and improved intro for the scriptural devotionals that now her name pops up in there. So Witnesses of Yahoo has grown to an extra couple of members. I mean, so we just thank y'all all for joining in with us. And as always, I love you. Yahoo loves you.
And
Don't
Don't forget to say thank you, Yahoo.
love you all.
Have a blessed and peaceful Shabbat, guys. And don't always remember to say thank you, Yahusha.
soon.
My bad, I got off course.
Later, everybody.